Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to A Better World with Adrienne. Thank you so much for pressing play. I feel very inspired to create a mini transmission about my NDE, about my near-death experience, because it's something that's come up again and again and again at all of these live events and immersions that I've done the past few months. People are asking me about it, people are curious about it, and I really wanted to distill the most important lesson I received from that experience for you to implement immediately. If you truly feel and let this shake you to the core of your soul, like 100 lifetimes forward and back, it will change everything for you. I'm not going to go fully into the story and all of that stuff. If you want the deep dive behind the scenes story of what exactly happened in my NDE, I think it's one of the first it's definitely within the first 5 episodes of the podcast, and I go into the whole story of like, what was happening, the fallout, all of these things. Um you can go listen to that full episode if you want the full juice, the full tea on it. Um what I'll say today is that I was in a car accident when I was 16 years old, which is like a very pivotal time spiritually in the evolution of the soul and then just also in the human experience. And I statistically should not be here. We went airborne in the middle of the night. I was in the passenger seat. It was another 16-year-old driver, a guy that I was with, and we were going 100 miles an hour. We went airborne into a forest. We hit like between 15 and 20 trees, and I went into the white light. And I can say very viscerally that I really thought I was gonna die. And like I should have died, you know? Um I I went into the white light. At first it was like immense pain and just like it was so loud. And then it transitioned out of my physical experience into like I went into the white light. Like, everybody who's had a near-death experience, like a real near-death experience. A lot of people say that they've had one when it's like, yeah, you got spooked a little bit about something, but it's like, did you actually go and flirt with the other side? Did you really flirt with death's doorway? Like, what I experienced, I went into the white light and I basically started to see my end of life review, and I had a lot, like a lot of regret, like a lot of regret. I saw I hadn't achieved my soul mission. I saw that I really hadn't done anything. And I had insane, immense regret. And I basically had the choice. It was like a choice point for my soul, which not everybody gets, is I could go into the light or I could come back. And I said, please, I want to go back. I just, the amount of like pain I felt seeing my life review and seeing the moments, seeing everything I was supposed to do and seeing all of the times I had chosen fear instead of the light, like it was so painful. And so I came back, got sent back into my 3D body, immediately started, experiencing the 5 earthly senses. I smelled the car that was on fire, I was inside. I felt the visceral like pain of my body. And then also the adrenaline of just like, we got to get out of here before this thing explodes. And All of this to say and just paint a picture of like, and through the premise of a better world, a better world, each of us have a soul mission. Like I say in the intro, like your dreams, your desires are part of your destiny, and everything you create is your contribution to a world we're proud of, which is New Earth, which is reharmonizing our planet, which is the ancient codes coming back into harmony and ruling the frequency on our planet Earth. And New Earth is, the future has an ancient heart. That's the first time I heard that quote, and apparently it's a widely used quote. And I was like, yes, it does. Like the age of Aquarius is ancient. So when I distill this down into the one lesson I want you to borrow and implement relentlessly, what what I want you to take from this episode is that like you don't need I can never viscerally give you the experience of seeing your life review and feeling like there is no pain like that of seeing your life review and knowing you have to half-assed it. You fucked up. I did not like I did not live at all up till that point. And you that I'm talking to, the listener, you have a very big mission. You have a very big heart. You have dreams. Your soul has a divine assignment. Don't you dare allow yourself to get to the end of your life and knock on death's door and sit down with your maker, whoever you think that might be, creator, and have them show you your life review and show you what it could have been. This is the quiet, deepest tragedy every single day, all day, no one talks about is people dying with dreams inside them. People living lives not lived. It's not even a life. You're living a robot existent of numbing and dissociation and distraction and chaos. The biggest lesson, every single choice you make, I want you to run it through the filter of, am I going to be on my death's bed? Am I going to be proud of this? It's like you're bringing homework to a teacher, right? At the end of your life, you're like, "Hey God, here's what I did." And God's like, "Let's look at this." God, creator, the universe, the force of life, source energy, the stars, whatever you want to call the thing is that connects all of us, that's bigger than all of us. You're going to hand in your homework and it's going to be like, is it incomplete? Is it F? This is not about labels and this is not about shame or any of that bullshit of the 3D realm. All of that's an excuse, all of that's a distraction. You know right here right now, there are choices in your life. There are choices you are making that every single day you're making choices that you're either going to be really really proud of when you die, or you're going to be like, oh, I really wish I had done A, B, C, D, E. Nobody ever says, I wish that I'm so glad I waited 20 years to do a job that sucks my soul and follow my heart. Nobody says that. They're like, I wish I had done this sooner. So, what I want you to be viscerally aware of is that the only fear that I think is productive in life that will actually move the needle for you is the fear of dying with regret, the fear of dying, living a mediocre life, the fear of dying and seeing your life review and realize you didn't do anything. So that is the number one lesson I want you to borrow from me. Like this, because I've been going so deep in Kabbalah and I'm meeting a lot of people, and a lot of new people are coming into this world and this network and New Earth Elite, which is this movement of souls. When you become my client, you join New Earth Elite, and we ride. It's this one of a kind fusion of high performance, which is elite success, 1% of the 1% unconditionally, and spiritual mastery, they go together. If you want more on that teaching, I have a whole episode. It's called High Performance and Spirituality Are Synonyms. It's literally the same thing. The one lesson to borrow from my NDE to implement immediately and relentlessly is running every single thing. It's a lesson. It's also an embodiment. I received this lesson. I didn't embody it for like 10 years because I was a 16-year-old kid in a bunch of trauma. I had no tools to process it, and I was already on the road of addiction by that point, hence being in a car going that fast. And I ran. I ran from that in deeper into addiction for 10 years. Why? Because it was so viscerally confronting and raw, and my human did not have the tools to metabolize it, let alone embody it. What I'm giving you right now is a cheat code for life. I could charge literally $100,000 for this episode. Please take this and use this in your life. By the way, $100,000 does not matter when you die. For real. Every single day, filtering your decisions. Am I going to be proud of this when I die and have my end of life review or not? Because here's the thing, most people don't get a second chance. Like all of this is second chance for me. Everything is bonus time. And I lived life full throttle since I was born. And then after that, I went more full throttle, but it was like full throttle life of the party, which was like a total facade for being really disconnected from my soul. It was very unhealed Leo for me for a while. Um, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's all amazing and perfect and has equipped me for what I'm stewarding right here, right now. And it's one of the things that makes me an elite mentor and guide is that it's not like I've been through some shit. In the grand scheme of things, I'm pretty young, but I've been through some shit. I know how to alchemize anything into gold for soul mission. And what you get to do from this podcast is just take this and run with it. Everybody's so interested in the what happens when we die and blah 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 blah. And it's like if you don't contemplate death, you will never fully live. By the way, I have an episode on that. I should make a meme that just says, I have an episode for that. I think I'm coming up on 300 episodes, which I'm really proud of. It feels so good to just, pour into the collective in this way. If you are receiving this episode, if you are listening to this episode, you press play for a reason. Don't make this another podcast that you listen to for just entertainment. What if this is the one thing that you decide, wow, I'm actually going to follow through on that? And I'm actually going to start doing things more that I'm proud of, more that make a better world, more that birth new earth. The thing that I know I want to be doing that I haven't done because I'm scared shitless. You know what you should be scared shitless of? Dying with regret. For real. Like this is real, real talk right now. And it's because it's come up so much. And this is one of those things, again, the way I live my life and the way you've got to live your life if you're going to be birthing new paradigms is when you see repetitions in your life, when you see patterns, when you have intuition, you move and you move immediately. Knowing your intuition, trusting your intuition, and obeying your intuition are three different things. You know what I'm talking. There's something in your life that's jumping out at you right now. You know what I'm talking about. And you've been choosing the path of playing small. And you are going to be so fucking sad, like spiritually sad to the depths if you were to meet your maker the way that currently is. So that's today's episode. This is the one of the perspectives that I bring to this work and this movement. And our work together when you become my client is I don't believe in limits. I don't believe in excuses. I don't like none of that shit phases me. Why? Because this is the perspective I hold. I'm like, yo, you could die literally any moment. For real. Like this, like life is a game, but also like it's not a game. And I'm laughing because I we can laugh and also talk about this at the same time, but it's like I'm so passionate about this because it's one of the things I've really had to make peace with in my life is that most people will die with regret and most people will get to the end of their life review and have insane regret and realize they half-assed it. And they will experience that pain and they won't have a chance to come back until they reincarnate, right? So, and this was also the birth, this was a huge activation for me as White Star. It was where I got a lot of angelic coding in that white light, more than I already had. And that's also where I made an oath. I didn't realize I made an oath at the time, but I made an oath like for whatever reason, I got to come back and there's no way I'm half-assing this shit. How does this apply in your life? Take it, run with it, borrow it, share this episode with someone you love. If you know you want to work with me, what are you waiting for? I'm focused, consolidating my energy into one-on-one mentorship, one-on-one Lux mentorship. There's a few different doorways you can walk through. The application to work with me one-on-one is in the show notes. Make your move. I'm so excited to work with people on this frequency who are you're so committed to New Earth Elite. You're so committed to your mission, health, wealth, happiness, freedom. You're so committed to leaving it all on the court. You're so committed to YOLO in this frequency of like, I'm gonna sit down at my life review and I'm gonna be so proud because I know I gave it my all. That is how you know. Um, if you feel this in your soul, you know. The application to work with me one-on-one is in the show notes. Apply right now. Limited spaces, concierge bespoke, designed for you, custom elite accelerated transformation. Literally my life's work, your turbo boost access to all of this and more as a visionary, as a leader, as a maverick. The June bundle, which is when this is dropping, is also in the show notes. You can literally start with me today in those master classes. And of course, you get all of that when you become my one-on-one client. I believe in you. I believe in a better world. Borrow this lesson, implement it immediately, and watch everything in your life shift. And also the way you impact the lives of others, which is the whole point. All right, beautiful souls. Go out there, be you, be the light. Make a stranger smile. Leave it all on the court. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.